Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, this channel doesn't really focus much in the way of current news and latest tech. But with the new iOS 17.5 update and the Photos bug, some people are pretty freaked out, and rightly so. Because so many people are in a panic and worried about their data security, I've decided to make this video and break down what we know and what is possibly going on here. If you are tech savvy and fully understand the situation already, feel free to skip this video. The next video will be back to your regularly scheduled program. As a spoiler, upcoming will be a vintage IBM cleanup and restoration, as well as a 2009 iMac Wi-Fi upgrade to bring back AirDrop. Alright, so there are two claims in relation to deleted photos reappearing after the iOS 17.5 update. Both claims surfaced on Reddit shortly after the 17.5 update dropped. The first claim is that your own deleted photos begin reappearing after the update, sometimes even photos which were taken on an old or even completely different previous phone. The second is that your photos begin reappearing on a fully wiped device after it was given away to somebody else, which is admittedly way more serious. As a side note, make sure you're subscribed with the notifications turned on. We're going to start with the first claim, of your own photos that were deleted reappearing after the iOS 17.5 update. A guy posted on Reddit that after installing the update, he noticed some of his private photos taken then messaged to a girlfriend, then deleted from the device during the COVID lockdowns, have now reappeared at the end of his camera roll. He was freaked out because he was completely certain that they were deleted and also certain he didn't have iCloud photos enabled. Many people were quick to say that he must have had iCloud or must have been mistaken in one way or another, except there were not an insignificant amount of other people who were making very similar claims. In all cases, people were certain the photos were deleted, sometimes many years ago or many devices ago, and have now reappeared despite many insistent that they did not sync their photos to the cloud. Around May 20th, a Reddit user, _Tyson, posted that he may or may not have some internal knowledge from someone who is a private Apple contractor. His source suggests that when you take a photo with the camera, it is stored directly in the Photos library, but when you download, share, screenshot, etc., under certain circumstances, there may be a secondary copy of that same image stored locally on the device within the Files app. When you delete a photo from the Photos app, it deletes the one that's in the Photos library and is oblivious to any secondary copy that might exist in the iPhone or iPad's file system. Allegedly, this bug in the iOS 17.5 update triggered a rescan of the file system, which is why these supposedly deleted photos now appear at the end of the camera roll as recents. Many people have posted back to confirm that any images that have suddenly reappeared were, in fact, downloaded, shared, screenshotted, and were in alignment with this narrative. This would also align with the original poster, since these deleted photos were ones that were shared. As for people claiming photos from old previous phones have showed up, the simple explanation is that the old phone likely was migrated to the new phone along with the orphaned images in the file system. Officially, Apple has released a patch, iOS 17.5.1, that says, "This update provides important bug fixes and addresses a rare issue where photos that experience database corruption could reappear in the Photos library even though they were deleted." This also does imply that the photos are not becoming undeleted, but rather are reappearing after the database is rebuilt because the photos already existed on the device. Although I don't have any way to vet this information as true, I'm inclined to believe, based on the evidence, that it is likely true. But that's just my opinion. Comment below and let me know what you think. Okay, now we get to the really scary one. It's one thing to have deleted photos reappear on your own device, but another thing entirely for your photos to show up for a new owner after the device has been factory reset. In this story, a different Reddit user factory resets his iPad, gives it to a friend. his friend updates to iOS 17.5, and the original owner's photos allegedly appear on it. The original poster claimed the device was reset according to Apple's official instructions and that he did not sign into iCloud after the reset. This caused an enormous stir among commenters in the post. However, unlike the previous claim, there wasn't really anyone else backing this story up, saying that it happened to them as well. I actually had an iPhone 11 given to me a few months back. It was on a previous version of iOS 17 and was factory reset just before giving it to me. I haven't used it, it's just been sitting. So I went ahead and updated it to iOS 17.5 and can confirm, at least in my case, that no data from the previous owner ever appeared and that the device was exactly as it was prior to the update. Was the original poster's situation a freak accident, or did he mistakenly not reset the device? One of the biggest sticking points with this story is that the original poster never answered basic questions like whether the passcode was used, and later proceeded to delete his original post. Also, from a technical perspective, it is not likely that any data could survive a factory reset. The reason being is that the data on an iDevice is encrypted, and the encryption key gets destroyed during a factory reset, which effectively turns the data into completely unreadable gibberish. Linus and Luke go into details on this during the WAN show. Ultimately, for the data to survive a factory reset, it would take a massive engineering oversight missed by multiple developers at Apple, not just a minor bug overlooked by the quality control department. Unless new data comes forward on this to validate any of these claims, I'm pretty convinced that this data returns after factory reset is probably a myth. Although I don't necessarily think the original poster made the story up, I think it's more likely that they thought they were fully resetting the device and somehow didn't. I know there are a lot of people who are probably in full panic mode over the initial stories from the media outlets. After seeing the Big Brother perspective, I can rightly see that. But that is only one perspective, and I thought I'd share the other side. I have no way to assert or prove either side, but you now have theories that you can form your own opinions from what you believe is most logical. Make sure to leave a comment below as to what your view is on this. Make sure to hit that like button, bell icon, and make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.